This video is to help you guys get your light level up. I've been asked heaps on how'd you get so high, how'd you get your light level up, and I managed to get 2 characters up to 1300 already, 1310 with the artifact. So what I've been doing is essentially the same way everyone goes about it from obviously Destiny 1, with a few exceptions. I'll pick my least favorite character, or the character that I don't play that often. So if I were to choose them, Hunter would be my main, then Warlock, and then Titan would be my least played character. I get on my Titan and I hop into the first compulsory thing that you need to do, and from then on I will go collect bounties along the way for any activity that I'm doing. I'll go through and I'll edge my stuff. So if you guys don't know what edging is I'll go into strikes and I'll get the strikes up to 2 out of 3. I'll go into Crucible, I'll get my Crucible up to 2 out of 3, and Gambit as well. As I'm doing the bounties, I'll try and knock them out. I'll go into a strike but I won't complete it, or I'll go into a strike where I can do my Gunsmith bounties and my Vanguard bounties at the same time, and I'll have the wrong affinity on. If you notice, when you go into a strike, it will say it requires you to have Void on, Soul or whatever, so I won't match that affinity, and I'll grind out those bounties, and then I'll go pick up the powerfuls that are waiting. Just so everyone can see as well, when I do this, I have dim open, so I'll play the game as it's intended. I'll get whatever I can, but one of the differences is I will have dim up on a screen next to me, or if you guys have it on your phone or whatever you have available to you. And if you guys notice, just underneath here, it has your maximum light level. The days of using a calculator to work out your average are no more. Yeah, I just go through, I check dim and refresh it every time I need to check. As I'm grinding my light, if my gear is staggered, I go over here and I check that my weapons are 1301, 1301, 1300, and my armor is much lower. I'll fill in the gaps, so I'll go into strikes with the wrong affinity on, or I'll go into an activity and try and get gear to fill in those spots. I'll try my hardest to leave the season stuff to the end, as I'm getting closer and closer to that pinnacle cap, because nothing infuriates me more than getting a double or triple drop in a raid and then not having something to infill or get to the next light level. If I see that I'm at 2 out of 8 or 6 out of 8, I'll try and get infill pieces to bring my light level up. And when everything's even, or more or less as even as I can get it, then I'll do another couple of powerfuls to get to the next couple of light levels, and then I'll rinse and repeat. Once I get to a certain level and I'm happy with my light across, so as you can tell, my Titan's on 1300, Warlock's Hunter's on 1300 as well. I'll transfer my weapons over, and then again strikes to get up a rough level, and then I'll start doing powerfuls again, weapons across, till I get to my 3rd character, and then I'll run comp, or I'll do a Gambit grind. Gambit drops pinnacles as well. So I've transferred my weapons across. I'm on my Warlock now. I'm doing strikes, and we've just opened up the chest. So as you can see, anything that's flashing might come up as a higher light. So we're just checking our gauntlets. We're lucky enough to get an exotic, almost 10 light levels above. What else is flashing? Boots, 1287. Managed to get one at 1294. Now keep in mind, we're not even rocking the same affinity as the strike. We're just getting a fair bit of loot just to even out and level up to match our weapons. So if you guys are wondering where to start when you first go in, I would suggest not doing the first battlegrounds that comes up. As you fly into the game and you're just starting off, it's alright if you've already done it. It drops a pinnacle, so I would back out from there and not do the first one just yet. I would try and back out of the matchmaking when you queue in, and I would go in to do some strikes, making sure you head to the tower first and pick up as many bounties as you can. If you guys are running low on Glimmer, Spider always has things that you can trade to get your Glimmer up. or extra ghost shells or shaders, barrows, ships, anything you need to get those bounties. I usually work this way. I will go Gunsmith, Crucible, and Vanguard, and then after I complete a whole run of those, then I'll go pick up my Gambit and other stuff. Stuff you can do along the way. I like to multitask, so while I've got all those bounties respectively, I will go over and I'll go pick up all the bounties from Europa as well, because the second leg of the battlegrounds is on Europa, so those bounties count as well. The thing about doing all the bounties, and a lot of people say it's frowned upon and so forth, I try and make as many bounties as I can work for me. So if I need arc kills on Europa, I need SMG kills for my gunsmith, and I need SMG kills for battlegrounds, I will try and pick an arc SMG so I can knock all three out, and I will track them to make sure that I can pull them up very easily as I'm going through. And the reason why you're doing the bounties is not to be a bounty goblin or not to raise your light as much as you physically can through the season pass, is to get your powerfuls. So once you get your powerfuls up, if you are interested in getting your artifact up as high as you can and getting that season rank unlocked, I would suggest that on your ghost you have Blinding Light, and you match into an activity with a bunch of friends in your fire team and you get Shared Wisdom. That would be the easiest way. So get a page of bounties if you're that driven, getting your season pass up and getting as much experience as you can. Join a fire team, go into an activity, get Shared Wisdom or even the tower, and pop all your bounties. Also, just another tip, something I noticed, that while I was going through the rotation of doing my first character, my least favorite, and transferring my weapons across, I find that I was getting my light up pretty quick. And I was a bit hesitant in going to go do comp after waiting to do my third character. If you guys find yourself in a position where you're already 1285 and above light, comp won't really benefit you as much if you're over the soft cap, which is 1300. So if you find that you're doing this process and you're increasing your light extremely quickly and you're getting right up there, it might not be beneficial for you to do it on your third character. So if you see your light getting about 15 or less light levels below the soft cap, I would suggest, like I've done, I had that issue where I got my Titan up and then I transferred all my weapons to my Hunter, and just as I finished my last powerful, my Hunter was at 1286 or 87, and I was like, I'm not going to worry about my Warlock and I'm going to hop in on my Hunter, and I managed to get the Hunter up to 1310 with the artifact and 1300 just before I hit Legend. So I think it was Mythic 2, and I ended up just going back on my Titan to fill in the gaps. So if you guys find that you're increasing your light too much, comp, or it can be done with Gambit as well, won't be that beneficial for you as you're getting up to that soft cap, that pinnacle reward system.